What's going on, boys and girls? Home style cooking tonight. We're gonna do my chicken rice casserole. Say your mamas. This is this is some good stuff. We're gonna make our own homemade um, condensed mushroom soup, creamy mushroom soup. We're gonna build some flavor. We're gonna cast iron some chicken. It's gonna be good. So let's do it. First, I am going to start off my rice. Make sure there's nothing in my pan. Actually, first, this is what I deal with every single time I start cooking. Come on, puppy train. You too. Let's go. Come on. Now, once they get in the middle of everything, they're going to want to go back up. So, where am I going to start? Where am I going to start? You know what? Let's get our mushroom going. So, we're going to fire this guy up. We're going to get it nice and hot. And what we're going to do is we're going to toss just about 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter in there. And we are going to wait for it to foam up. We're going to get it nice and foamy. We're going to add our mushrooms in there. We're going to start building that up, and we're going to make our cream of mushroom soup. And then over here, we are going to use arborio rice. Just I like it. It's essentially it's the rice what you would use if you made a risotto. But what I like about it is it's just so creamy, and it does so good in casserole and everything like that because of its creaminess. It just adds a whole nother level. So we're going to throw that in the pan, and we're going to toss a little bit more, if I can find it. We're only going to put about a tablespoon in that, just to get that butter browned up, get it nice and nutty, bring those flavors out. We're going to crank him up too. So, all right, so I'm going to get these pans hot, and we'll get going. All right, so we got our butter browned up a little bit. Toss our mushrooms in. These are just chop these up. They're shiitake, oyster, cremini, nice little blend. And over here, our rice. This is a cup of rice. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. And always 1 to 2 on rice. So I'm going to put in 2 cups of broth. Now that we got our rice, you can smell that nuttiness coming out of it, almost like popcorn. Super good. We're just going to give this a stir. Now we're not going to fully cook this rice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring it to a boil, kill the heat, and throw the lid on it, and just let it sit until we're ready to use it. So it won't be fully cooked, but it'll finish inside of the casserole itself. I just rather start with something par cooked. Just always find it just turns out better that way. So I'm going to cook these down, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. Just get all that moisture out of them. Just cook it out a little bit. All right, so we got our mushrooms here. Got the moisture cooked out. Yes, the dogs have gone out twice and come back in. So we're going to ignore them. Just like that, we're going to toss in 3/4 cup of chicken stock. Use that to take up some of that flavor that was on the bottom of the pan from the mushrooms before we add the rest. And then we are going to toss in about a half teaspoon of garlic, granulated garlic, half teaspoon of granulated onion, half teaspoon of oregano. Bring some earthiness to it. Oh, and half teaspoon of thyme. We're just going to give that a toss. And we're just going to let that just kind of cook down just for a couple of minutes while we make our slurry. Our slurry over here, basic, half cup of milk, quarter cup of flour, and whisk it, if I can find it. There it is. And that's it. So after we reduce that mushroom down, that mushroom and chicken stock down, then we're just going to whisk in our slurry and thicken it up. And we have condensed cream of mushroom soup. Now you can do this way ahead of time, put it in your fridge, whatever you want to do. You could actually add, like another cup or so of chicken stock after you thicken it, and or even before, and you can make like a wild cream of mushroom soup, or not the condensed. This is going to have like an intense kind of packed flavor. You know what I mean? Like you would get in a can before you add water, milk, or anything like that. So, all right. So now, make sure this is thickened up. Make sure there's no flour stuck to the bottom, no clumps, and just turn it in, man. Just like so. Make sure we get all that stuff out of the bottom of the pan. This is the cream of mushroom soup that I make for my green bean casserole as well for Thanksgiving. So I know I had a lot of people asking me about my green bean casserole. Hey, I have no problem sharing my recipes, but my Thanksgiving stuff, I give tips, but I can't. That's the stuff that I'm going to pass down to my kids. So that's it. So I'm just going to let this sit. I'm going to turn the heat back on. I'm just going to bring it on low just to make sure all that rawness comes out. I mean, it's diluted quite a bit with the milk, but that raw flour can really make a day go bad. But check it out. Look familiar? So I'm going to let that go for about 2 minutes. All right. So I got an iron here. I'm using a 12-inch. And what I'm going to do, if I can reach it, because 42-inch cupboards are so great, aren't they? Yeah. Not when you're 5'7", they're not. Can't reach shit in them. So I'm going to put about a nice tablespoon in there. And then I'm going to put that tablespoon of oil is to bring our smoke point up on our butter a little bit for our chicken. So I'm going to let that melt in, and we'll get our chicken ready. All right, so we have our chicken thighs here. I just did a quick debone on them. That's it. Now I hit these with salt, pepper, and thyme. The thyme I'm only putting on the flesh side because we want to crispen the skin up, and the thyme is just going to burn. But you want that flavor in there because it's just going to tie everything else in together. The chicken's going to feel like it belongs with the rest of the family. You know what I mean? So let's flip these guys over and salt them. The chicken I had open air in the fridge since this morning. So FYI. And then we're just going to salt and pepper the outside. There's plenty of flavor in the casserole itself. We don't need to get buck wild with the chicken. We want the chicken to just be there. Okay, let's do this. I shut our pan down because I forgot I didn't debone my chicken yet. But it still should be pretty hot, so I'm just going to give it a minute. All right, so we got it nice and hot here again. We don't need to cook these all the way through. Not quite as hot as I wanted it, but whatever. We're not going to cook these all the way through. We just want to get some nice color on them, crispen the skin up a little bit, because they will finish in the casserole. But remember, we parboiled our rice a little bit, so we're not cooking it for an hour and a half or that kind of stuff. So it's only going to be cooking for probably about a half hour or so. So we want to make sure that when it is done, everything is done. So Just gonna get these fried up on this side. I'm flip them over once just to set it all in there and get them close, and then they'll finish off in the oven. So right now we're gonna preheat the oven. We're just gonna go at 350. Let her get there. All right, so look at that beautiful color. Nice. So I just flipped them over. I'm just let them go for about 2 minutes, and then we're gonna take them out because we're not wasting all that flavor. This is gonna be our casserole pan. So we're gonna add some onions in there. We're gonna get some garlic in there. Then we'll get our rice and our homemade cream of mushroom soup and all that other goodness in there. And cover it up, put it in the oven. Then we'll uncover it. Just kind of let everything kind of set up a little bit. That's why we want to make sure that skin is nice and crispy because you really want that different texture in there. You gotta remember all that casserole. It's just gonna be one deal. So to have that crispy skin when you cut open your chicken thigh, yum yum yum. All right, so I'm gonna pull these breasts out now. Oh, insides, I mean. Sorry, that shot in the face. Look at those. See that? How beautiful that is. Oh, if I had to guess, these things are probably around 100 degrees, 110 at the most, I would think. So, all right. So now we got all this goodness down here. Let's use it. We're gonna throw our onion in. Oh, sheet! Dropped half of it on the floor. And we're got to dice up my garlic. So mince this up real quick, just like so. Now I'm going to bring that heat down just a little bit. Those onions are going to cook, but we just want to get them translucent, but we don't want to burn our garlic. So, but I like doing them all together like this. That's going to be just awesome, man. Just awesome. So I'm going to keep that moving, and I'm just going to soften those onions up a little bit. Again, we want texture. We don't want them too soft. We don't want them fully caramelized. You want them to have a little bit of a bite to them, but you don't want raw onion either. So, all right, so it's been a few minutes. You see, getting translucent. I've kept it moving just to keep any of that garlic from burning. But you can smell it. It gets real fragrant. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, we even have a Lone Ranger chunk of chicken that pulled up from the bottom. It's all right. I ain't mad. Now we are going to add our cream of mushroom soup. And this is going to reconstitute it. It's going to thin it. We'll add our rice in. Make sure we get all of it. Now, if you weren't using this for this specific recipe, the cream of mushroom soup, you would salt and pepper, just at the end. It's kind of taste. But since this is going to be one in whole, I want to, manage that all together. Since we're cooking so many ingredients separate from each other, you want them all come together at the end. So just making sure all this stuff gets incorporated well. Thin up that cream of mushroom soup a little bit. Got my heat down on a medium low right now. Oh, look at that. Nice. Beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. All right, now let's take our rice. Our rice should still have some good liquid in it. It won't be finished. That's going to be our liquid for the rice to finish. It's going to get nice and creamy. You got to realize the way this rice is going to work in here with the cream of mushroom soup and all that other stuff. It's almost going to be like a creamy mushroom risotto chicken casserole. You know what I mean? Well, you're not fortifying the rice with adding hot broth. It's still the arborio rice does a really good job of always kind of seeming like risotto, whether you cook it properly or not. So I'm just making sure all this stuff gets incorporated real good. Come on, guys, look at that. That's looking fantastic already. Hell, I could make like a kind of a wild mushroom dish out of, I might have just had an idea as opposed to just doing my chicken rice casserole all the time. Just like that. Look at that. It's beautiful. It smells so good, guys. All right. So now, even though the rice isn't finished, damn dogs, I'm telling you, I got to try because I got to make sure. Low salt, low pepper. Season your food. I'm just going to pinch some off in there. Low pepper. All right. Now, we're going to take our chicken. And those dogs, I'm telling you guys, we're just going to embed them in there like so. Don't submerge them. Just get them in there. And of course, don't waste all that beautiful chicken juice. Look at that, guys. And now, just to shut that burner off, forgot. Just because we're just going to add this little bit of just that saltiness, that nuttiness. It's going to kind of tie the top of it together. So you're almost like, just so you know that you're breaking through something. You know what I'm saying? Just like so. So a little bit of fresh grated Reggiano on there. Beautiful. And let's finish it with a little more time. Just bring those herbs into everything. Alexa, stop. A little bit of parsley. And a little bit of oregano. Now we just tied everything in. That oregano gives a nice earthiness, works real good with the mushrooms. It'll just kind of be there. All right, so it's been about 15 minutes. So what we're going to do is, first off, we're just going to turn this thing on 400. We're just going to bump it up a little bit. Let's see what we got. Oh, man, look at that, guys. Got myself a spoon ready. Oh, yeah. That is beautiful. The rice is perfect. See what I'm saying about almost risotto-like? Love it. All right, so I'm just going to toss that back in there just for 5 minutes, just to let everything kind of set up on the top again, and we'll be eating. All right, we are done. Dunzo, dunzo. Shut the ovens off. Check it out. Oh, man. Look at that, guys. Look at that. All right, I'm just going to put that over. I'm going to let it cool for a minute because it's probably like napalm right now. So then we'll dig in. All right, here we go. Just going to use a spatula here. Go right from the underneath. Just lay that down. Oh, man. Sticky. Sticky, sticky. Love it. A little extra. Grab this guy. Check that out, guys. Yum. Just like so. A little extra. A little extra on that guy too. And then I am just going to finish that off just like that. And a little parsley. Boom. Check that out, guys. Looking good, looking good. Let me grab a knife here. I want to show you. Check this out. See this? Oh, nice and crispy, crispy. Chicken's nice and juicy, tender. Get all of it. Let's see how we did. I know this shit's gonna burn my mouth. Yum. Serious, guys. You gotta try it. So good. It is not what you would think chicken mushroom casserole is. Think mushroom risotto with crispy chicken thighs. So, all right, guys, that's it. That's all I got. I'm gonna eat later.